Good evening.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We a little bit late. We late, yeah. We're a little late.
We're gonna say we right on time. We right on time. Today's one of those days. Today's one of them days.
And life happens, and we try to roll in here.
You be happening
in our spirit, and just be happy, Even though Florida's crashing and burning.
We ain't gonna say that.
No, Florida's crashing and burning. You need to stop. Rip off the Band-Aid, sis. Rip it off. Florida is crashing and burning, okay? And your governor
talking about COVID. She talking about these COVID numbers.
It's disgusting, okay? And your governor out here
arresting people because they want to come to the press conference. He be like, don't be coming to my press conferences. You wasn't invited, so you go to jail.
He has time to arrest people, but don't address the real issue. But okay.
No. Well, why are you trying to make him work for real? That's not what he here for.
Man.
That ain't what he's trying to do.
I don't even know what to say no more. I just don't know what to say. 16.
Oh, we didn't say Happy New Year.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we just started airing out our dirty laundry, all upset and everything. Excuse us.
We didn't say Bon Année.
It's 2022. Can you imagine?
Feliz Navidad.
Bon Année.
All that.
How do you say it in Spanish? We need to.
I think it's Feliz Navidad. Right?
Feliz Navidad is Merry Christmas.
Oh, Feliz. What is it? Nuevos Años. Feliz Nuevos Años.
Okay, Feliz Nuevos Años.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Feliz Nuevos Años. Anyway,
Happy New Year. Happy Boxing Day.
Everybody.
Happy
Independence coming up.
Happy Independence to our Haitian people, our family.
Hope y'all had some soup jumu.
I didn't get any soup jumu this year, but
Haitian, we taking your card.
What?
We taking your Haitian card.
Well, don't take it. I couldn't find nobody that was gonna do it. And listen, COVID just took away all the goddamn fun. Okay, but in the spirit of Haiti. Happy 218th year of liberation.
Yeah.
Haiti is the bomb.
Like, you gotta set us free, else we're gonna burn it down.
Okay.
That's what they said.
Y'all better do some research on Haiti, okay? Because we don't 218 years, okay?
It's like set us free, or we're gonna burn it down.
Okay, and that's how we roll. So happy New Year, everyone. Today we were supposed to have She's our linguistic.
That's Google Translate.
So we were supposed to have a guest today, but the guest yesterday. See where my mind is at. See, guest yesterday. Our guest canceled, and that's okay. So we're working on rescheduling our guests. So today we're just going to talk about. We have early voting this year for 3 districts.
It's going on now. Started January 1st.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We have District 33, District 20, and District 94. District 94 is
House District. House District.
House District 94
House. Mm-hmm.
Is there's no Republican in that race, so it's winner take all. District 33, there is a Republican in that race.
Mm-hmm.
The Florida Senate, which is and that there is a Republican. So right now it's just the primaries for the Republicans and the Democrats. There is only one Republican and 2 Democrats. So we have to get who's the Democratic nominee. And District 20 is down to Sheila and the
Mariner. I think his name is Mariner. But it's like 5 people on that ballot. It's 4 people on that ballot.
But we don't care about the rest of them. We don't.
All right, that's right. We need y'all to vote for Sheila Shepard. We need you to vote. And we're being told that turnout is very low. So all my District 20 people, go vote and tell 5 or 10 of your friends to go vote too, please.
I can tell you because I'm on the website now. So I can tell you right now that so far mail-in ballots are 25,669. That's how many they've received.
I don't think that's too bad. Isn't that better than what the primary was?
Way better. It was
way better than the November primary.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But it's not. It's still. I vote. Go vote.
Listen, we can't. Listen. So the Republicans got 3,215 votes by mail. and non-affiliate, which is a lot. I'm very surprised to see how many their number is 28, 29.
But so there are a lot of people who typically vote Democrat that are registered as MPAs, and some Republicans are doing that too. So let's hope that those MPA ballots are for the Democratic candidate, Sheila Shefferlis McCormick, for United States Congress District 20. And I can't call no names for the other ones. So House District 94, Senate District 33 have candidates. I cannot pick one.
Right.
So, you know. But Elijah Man for House District 94, it's Elijah Manley, Darrell Campbell, Josephus Egliston, and there's a fourth person, Rod Kemp.
Yes, Roderick Kemp.
So those are the four people in the House District.
And District 33 is Dr. Rosalind Osgood and Terry Ann Williams Edens for District 33, and the Republican candidate is Joseph Carter.
But he won't be on the ballot till March 8th.
He won't be on the ballot till March 8th. But District 30, state, is it state? District 33? What is it? Senate? State?
Yeah, state. State Senate.
State Senate District 33, you have options. House District 94, you have options. Okay. And the only option for District 20 is Sheila Shefferlis McCormick. Okay. That's what we're doing.
The rest of them shenanigans, y'all let them go. No,
we don't even bring up the other people that's running against Sheila because they non-factors for us. Okay, Sheila, this is our Democratic nominee. That's who we rolling with. Okay, so y'all go out there and vote. Early voting starts today.
Vote because I know some people like when during the primaries, some folks were like they didn't want to vote because they're like I want to vote, but we need y'all to go and vote. Okay, now this is where we are. She got here by 5 votes, whatever it is. We need to go and support Sheila.
Okay, listen, your vote matters. You all need to be politically inclined. You got to participate because this is the only way we get our voices heard. All right.
And I have to tell you, so I live in District 20, and I had an issue. Not necessarily for me because I have clients and whatever. So I had an issue, and I called. I was like, well, let me call, District 20. And they were like, well, we're in transition. We ain't taking no new cases till January 12th. Okay. So we don't want that to happen. And then, but when I was made that call, I need to be able to, like, after January 12th, if I got to make that call again, if the situation doesn't resolve itself and I have to make that call again, I need somebody that's really going to want to do some work for the people. I don't want to be calling and one of these other folks is on the other end and they act like they're only there to represent Republicans or they're only there to represent like people that are thinking like them and not everybody. You know what I mean? So we have a clear choice that needs that needs to be for District 20, and it's Sheila Shefferlis McCormick, and I need y'all to go vote.
I need y'all to go vote for her. Yes. And listen, we're not dream killers and we don't hate the other side. We just know from watching the other side,
they don't need to be represented. They're not going to represent the entire entire district. They're not. Nope.
They don't have our. They
don't. And part of it too is like they're not really familiar with the issues, right? And they spent a significant amount of their time because we saw them on a panel, and we saw them on several panels, but we saw them on one particular panel. I think Legal Women Voters did that panel.
Yes.
And I was on there, and they spent more than half the time just talking bad about Sheila instead of talking about what it is that they were going to do.
Let's be clear; they were attacking her.
All right,
including the non-party affiliate candidates.
All of them, the Libertarian, the MPA, the Republican, they spent way too much of their time talking bad about Sheila, attacking Sheila, instead of talking about what it is that they're going to do for the people of District 20. And for me, if you have a platform and you got a chance to speak, you need to be talking about what you're going to do, not what the other person didn't do, ain't going to do, all that kind of stuff. No, tell us why we should vote for you, not why we shouldn't vote for somebody else, right? This is your time to tell us why we should vote for you.
What you're saying, co-host, you don't need to dim somebody else's light for you to shine.
Just shine on your own, man. If you got to dim somebody's light to shine, then you got problems. You just need to shine on your own.
So we all about Sheila Shefferlis McCormick. Y'all need to go ahead and vote for her, okay?
And she's the best candidate in this race.
Time to volunteer and be out there in the polls for her. She would greatly appreciate it. And we need to get her into Congress, and we need to move on, okay? That's what we're talking about. Now, District 94 and District 33, you all have options. I hope that you fully vet these candidates, those who live in those districts, and make the right decision for you. Yes. Okay. I think all those candidates have something to offer. And it's important that you find the right one who resonates with you the most, and that's who you vote for. Okay.
Yes, right. That's what we're gonna say.
That's what. Listen, early voting ends on Sunday. Please, from now until Sunday, go vote.
Or mail your ballot. I know that I'm crying out in these here streets and y'all scared. It's okay. I think you could still mail it in. We'd prefer that you go drop it off at one of the drop-off locations. Yeah, you ain't gotta do much. Just get in the car, go outside, drop it in a box, and then go back to your car. You ain't gotta. It ain't gotta be a whole bunch of
I highly recommend you drop off, not mail right now, especially with the way the COVID is going and how things people. Let me tell you,
the joy is still messing with the postal system.
Listen, the schools ain't got no teachers because they're down because of COVID. You got jobs, government entities. All these people are low on employees because of COVID.
So, all right, so I'm gonna tell you how rough this employment streets is, right? So I'm a basketball fan. If you look in the back, you're gonna see some Miami Heat stuff right there. Most of the NBA teams are picking up retired players and putting them on 10-day contracts because so many of the regular players are out on some COVID protocol, so it's all these dudes who ain't played since like 2017. They're getting phone calls like, yo, you want to do a 10-day contract with the Heat? And them dudes are like, yeah. But they had to they went into the G League first, and then they're up on 10-day contracts. That's how bad these COVID streets
ain't no joke.
They got
no joke. So listen, the safest way, in my opinion, is that you wear your mask, put your gloves on just for that minute. That time you step out of the vehicle, drop your ballot, and run back in your car and go about your business. That's
okay. And remember, there was an SB 90 that said you can't be having a whole bunch of people ballots in your hand. So we're not telling you, don't go say that you heard on Racing the Races that you go pick up people ballots and drop it off.
No, that's not what we
said. That. You cannot do that. Okay. Nope, so we won't, like, if you need a ride, let somebody can give you a ride, but you need to be in the car with your ballot so you can go and drop it off. I think they say you can have two. They have to be people from the same household. And that's my understanding. Don't go pick up all your mama, cousin, sister, friends' ballots and be out there with 10 in your hand. We're not trying to get you arrested.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. So
now y'all ride in the car 5 deep. Okay.
Yeah, and they all got their ballots. Yes, you can do that.
You all have been vaccinated and y'all together, and it's your person in your home and all that. Y'all can ride together and drop them off, but please don't take
up. Don't pick up everybody's ballot and go drop them off. Ain't nobody here saying to do that.
Law, and they did that on purpose. So please don't do that. Okay,
yeah, don't do that.
Don't ruin that for us. All right.
Okay.
So, but we
vote.
Please vote.
Votez.
Okay. Yes. Y'all nous pas fait son affaire voter.
Votez.
All right. Let's talk about. So now, co-host, I was under the impression the legislation session for Florida starts on the next day after January 11th.
January 11th.
Sis.
I heard.
Do you know how annoying? Do you know how upset that vexed my spirit?
They're gonna find out that day if they won, and they're gonna get to Tallahassee. Either by plane, train, automobile, whatever. They're gonna get themselves down there.
It really bothers me, but okay.
It's deliberate. You know that dude a hater.
Not only is he let me get off of him.
Yeah, hater.
So listen, the legislation session starts in July, right?
January 11th.
Yeah, July.
No, July. January 11th.
January 11th. I'm sorry. The reason why this is important, everyone, is because there's some bills that are coming up. Now, your illustrious, and I'm using that word extremely loosely, governor had a press conference about 3 weeks ago with his woke legislation. Do you remember that? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I kind of remember that, but I don't think I watched it.
So your governor decided that he was going to do an anti-woke legislation, right? Which basically is he's going to kill critical race theory before it even take root, okay, in anything. So he did a whole press conference for that, but didn't do a press conference where we out here dying and burning, crashing, okay, with Omicron. But he don't do none of that. Okay, that's one thing.
Oh, what I say to that is, Yeah, so I remember like when 45 used to be having conferences and stuff. And I would watch him. I'd be like, he can't do that. All I remember saying is like, I'm watching the press conference. He's talking about all of this stuff. I'm like, he can't do that. And I'm like, and if he does do that, it's gonna be litigated. That's not how this works, right? So that's how I feel about the woke whatever that foolishness this man was talking about. Because first of all, they don't teach critical race theory in schools. They barely teach it in undergrad. That's a concept that was taught in law school. And then if you're going to do with anything with critical race theory in law school, you had to choose to take that class. That wasn't even something that they made you take. You had to go out of your way to go take a class on critical race theory. So all of this foolishness this man is talking about is all for show. It's to rile up whoever. You know what I'm saying? And just have people in their feelings and make people think he's doing something in the work that he really needs to be done. He needs to do. He's not focusing on that, but he's out here, smoking mirrors, taking stuff out of 45 playbook, talk about stuff that ain't really no stuff for real, and pretty much that's how I saw that. Is that just more nonsense?
A whole clown is what he is.
More nonsense.
I said it. A whole clown.
Yeah.
All right.
They play that marketing game. You know what I'm saying? They go and
that's
But people should be offended. Like voters should really be offended because some of the things they do, they really just think people are stupid. And that's why they do that. And it ain't no other way for me to say that. But they just think people stupid and they go and say this foolishness.
They don't even make an effort to be savvy with it.
It's offensive. It's offensive. They just really
they outright think that you dumb.
Mm-hmm.
They just,
it's
like, just say whatever. They don't know no better. That's it.
They be like, they don't read. They don't know nothing.
They don't pay attention.
They only say whatever.
And take the sound bites and keep it moving. Them people don't know no better.
Yeah. That's really how they treat folks with some of the stuff they talk about.
And as co-host mentioned, you should not only be offended, but you should show your offensiveness come 2024 when you got to vote him out. Is it 2022 or 2022?
22. Nah, bro. His time up in like 10 months.
He got to go. Show how offended you are.
Be like,
you gotta go. How dare he? First of all,
he's don't get to hurt me or disrespect me no more, sir. I'm not saying the next one won't, but you don't get to do it no more.
You don't get to do it. And
you don't hurt my feelings no more, man.
The level of insubordination that this man is displaying, and I said it, insubordination, because he worked for us. The level of insubordination that he's out here just filling it around or whatever, that is unacceptable. And I no longer want you to represent me.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
Period. I didn't vote for him in the first place. I
didn't vote for him in the first place either. But we respected the fact that you won, right? And with any person who win, whether we agree or don't agree, we're gonna give you an opportunity to do something. But sir, that's Surgeon General you hired, sir? No, sir. No, sir.
His Nigerian parents mad at him, I'm sure. But the other thing about Mr. DeSantis is a little savvy when it comes to certain things, because there are some things he's done right? So, especially for like appointing, people of color to the bench in at least in South Florida, he's appointed several women of color to the bench on both county and circuit court. So he's done those kind of good things. And what I don't want is for people to get fooled by that. You know what I mean? I need you to look at the totality of all the things that he's done, right? Yes, he's done some good things, but I need you to look at the overall. He's failing. He's done some good stuff, particularly like I said, he's put several women of color on the bench. Just some good people that are doing good work, but that's not enough to overcome the fact that he's put a lot of people's children at risk with how he's handling COVID and those type of things. And this protest legislation, what he's trying to do with voting rights. So we can't overlook those things because he has done some good things. But I want to make it seem like he's 100% bad. Because he did do those things, but I need y'all to look at his whole body of work, and it's not good for everybody.
Was it a good thing though, or was it
the people he put on the bench? Yeah, it was a good thing. It's only one of those judges I kind of don't like too much, but I won't call no names.
I feel like
we're fine.
I feel like he was required to do that. He needed to do that. That is not something you're not doing it out of kindness.
No, actually, he actually didn't have to do that. He actually did not have to do that. He didn't have to. That part of it, like he ain't had to.
So technically,
why with it like 45? Because 45 put people on the bench that have no business being on the bench. So actually, DeSantis did not have to do that. He didn't.
So I'm gonna say technically he didn't have to do it. However,
no, for real, he didn't have to.
Technically, he didn't have to do it. I want you all to look at it as technically he didn't have to do it, but he did it, and I should feel like we were owed that. Okay, so that's how I think you should look at it when you're moving forward. Anyway, the election is for him. He's going to be campaigning all this year. I want you to pay attention to that.
He's been campaigning. That's why he's doing that mask nonsense.
Well, he said that he was with his wife. Remember when he's been MIA, he's been with his wife. She's sick.
I hope he better not be pimping that lady illness for his own his political gain.
I hope he doesn't do that because I don't know my worst enemy, and then they have babies. So
yeah,
whatever. So the people that are running against DeSantis are
Nikki Fried, Charlie Crist, and I think Annette Tadeo.
Yeah, those are 3 people. See, now my issue with that is you have 3 people who are visible.
They're gonna split the vote.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and from what we've been hearing in the political scene and different Democratic clubs and all that other stuff, it really is split. Like it really is. It is. And that gives him an opportunity.
Well, I mean, it will. So this is usually this is the concern, right? Is like they're gonna split the vote, and then whoever comes out of the Democratic primary to run against him, hopefully the people who were supporting another candidate just get on board. You know what I mean? Like that because remember with the Hillary Bernie thing, like, you know, when Hillary, you know, made it out of the Democratic primary, the Bernie folks were so mad at her that they were just like, screw that, we're not voting, we're not going to support you and all that kind of stuff. We don't need that to happen, you know. So whoever comes out, I need y'all to just get on board and just take it for the team and vote blue. Go ahead, take it for the team and vote blue, and you know, make sure he's gone.
Absolutely. Remember that Val Demings is also running against Marco Rubio. He has to go.
I had to call his office too. I didn't get a call back yet. So,
well, you might get.
I called his office twice. I need them to call me back.
You might get a call. You might get a call back.
Well, maybe I'll get a call back now because I'm gonna be like, see, if Val Demings was there, they would have called me back. Maybe they'll call me now, you know, because I'm out here saying like, see, if Val and her people was there, I would have got a call back already.
So we have a lot. This election season is gonna be busy, right? Busy. So even though it's busy, you still need to be out there voting. Okay.
Yes, we need you to vote.
Just vote. Vote like your life depended on it, because
it does.
It does. It really does. And in this legislative session, I believe HB 11 will be coming up. Remember, we were talking about HB 11 for a while. You want to take the co-host? You want to talk about HB 11? Let me just give you a highlight, okay? So the highlight is, well, HB 11 is filed by Representative Alex Rizzo. He's a Republican from Hialeah, okay? If this bill passes, it will become a second-degree misdemeanor charge, $500 fine, or 60 days in jail if you're videotaping a law enforcement officer in the commission of their investigation.
So what they say is that if they think that your videotaping is obstructing and preventing them from doing their job.
So now if this passes, this will become in effect October of 2022. I just want you guys to put these things into perspective and understand the context of what's going on, right? They've already said that we can't protest. They've already tried to stop us from voting. Okay. Now, videotaping police officers is going to be off the table too. Why do you think that is? Like, just think about it.
But what you really should think about is how the fact that people were videotaping police officers have actually made a difference in police officers being held accountable for the things that they were doing. So, like, don't think about, that's what you need to think of. You be like, listen, if it was for those videotapes, folks would have been getting away with murder, like literally getting away with murder, but for those videotapes, So we need to be able to do that. So even though they may try to think it's obstructive, it has been extremely beneficial in solving a whole bunch of cases, holding officers accountable for that bad behavior. And that's needed. Like, that should have always been the case.
And those videotapes have really forced police officers to watch how they move.
You would think.
For the most part, I from what I'm hearing and from the most part, I've seen in different places where as soon as you pull out the videotape, the police officer also all of a sudden is trying to make sure that he's dotting all his I's and crossing all his T's.
Good.
You're right in some instances, and then there's other instances where they don't care one way or the other. You know what I mean?
But that's because they thought they had friends, right? And their friends are like, so see, I ain't trying to lose my job and get indicted with you. So no.
I mean,
there's some places where they were basically allowed to they knew they could do it. They don't care if it's on camera because the DA wouldn't prosecute the case. I mean, we saw it happen in Kentucky. I mean, there wasn't really no videotape of that, but those officers did some stuff that they had no business doing. The prosecutor said, no, I'm gonna send it to the AG's office. The AG's office got it. And then decided to, like, they didn't indict those officers because they presented some foolish information. We're talking about the Breonna Taylor case and the officers in Kentucky. The AG in Kentucky decided to not prosecute those officers, even though they went into this girl's house and killed her in her bed. So sometimes officers, they'll do that because they're like, even if I did it, so what, right? Because they think they have support and their behavior is going to be tolerated or not held accountable. They won't be held accountable by other elected officials. So all of those elected officials
wasn't the Breonna Taylor case, wasn't their warrant incorrect anyway to begin with?
The person was already in jail.
Yep. The warrant was wrong to begin with in the first place. And that alone should have been enough for the AG to be like, okay, so y'all completely screwed this all up. Somebody got to be held accountable. Okay. And I guess it's going to be the foot soldiers since y'all the ones over here being aggressive. But no, he was like, no, I don't think so. And ergo's racing the races because that's what it was birthed out of because of that foolery. But still, when you think about these kind of legislations from the time 45 was in office until the time he left office, it's just been complete, utter chaos. Okay. Now you have states who are Republican run by governors and or senators, and they're bringing up all these unnecessary. When have you ever, well, that's why we had Roe v. versus Wade, excuse me. But how do you justify telling a woman if she's been raped, she has no choice but to have the baby? Who does that?
Men that get pregnant and got raped,
Texas.
So, and we're not. So don't understand what we said is that we're taking a position on that issue because that's your business, right? That's your business. What you want to do. But the point we're trying to make is like that really should just be your business, right? That should be up to you and not up to some legislator. Like, how they gonna tell you what you should do with your life? That's where we are with that.
It should be between you and whoever you want else to be in your business. But
that should be your business.
Should be, and the thing is, you have it's white male men who are making these decisions. They've never experienced rape before as a woman. You've never experienced an unwanted pregnancy for whatever reason, and it's your business. But to make a decision and unilaterally take it all over the state, it's like this is what representation looks like. This is how you represent me. So, and I said that to say this, that the state of Florida is looking at another legislation just like the one in Texas. That's why this legislative session is important. Y'all need to be paying attention. Y'all need to be calling your state reps. Y'all need to be calling your Senate reps, and y'all need to be having conversations with them, okay? Because I'm telling you, everything and that's why it's important to know other politics in other states, because that at some point it does affect you. There's some trickle down effect coming down from there. They're looking at other states. All these Republican governors have put their heads together, honey. They've come to a kumbaya moment. They've decided that the SB 90 is not just from Florida. This is from other states.
Georgia was like the main one.
Okay.
They mad.
They big mad. And they big mad. And the worst part about it is they created the system of how voting goes. They created all of that. All of a sudden now, since it ain't working for them no more, now we gotta curtail it a little bit.
I mean, it worked for Kemp because that was so crazy when he went. So Kemp is the one Brian Kemp is president of governor of Georgia. When he was running for governor, he was actually the Secretary of State in charge of the elections. Like, how you do that? Purging people off the rolls and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, so the Secretary of State gets to continue to manage the election as their candidate on the ballot running for governor. But okay, that's what y'all doing.
And that's how nobody felt that was a conflict of interest. No one felt that way. Okay.
Yeah, so that's how he was able to come up with these crazy legislation because he was the Secretary of State dealing with elections the whole time. But Stacey Abrams has officially declared that she's gonna run again for the governor of Georgia. That's gonna be fun.
Listen,
I'm here for it.
If I got to travel and I will drive all the way to Georgia, guess what?
We're gonna be canvassing for Stacey Abrams.
We're gonna get our tests.
I can't vote in your state, but hey,
I'm gonna be over here supporting it. Whenever people like, where are you from? I'm from Florida. Yep. We want to make sure we secure this spot right here. That's
people. A lot of Republicans were mad because when Ossoff and Warnock were on the ballot, people came from all over the United States to help with that. They're like, we need these folks, right? So people from California, I know some people from Florida that went and helped. And they were on the streets.
I know a whole bunch of people who went down to Georgia to help
from all over the United States to secure those 2 seats. Yes, they did.
And let me tell you something. People from all around the world, all around the United States came to help to secure those seats because you know why? Our life depended on that.
But who would have thunk Munchin was gonna be the old pain in the boondock? But what is nonsense?
Oh,
so Manchin over here
Manchin and Cinema.
But they ain't even talking about her no more. They just talking about him.
I'm telling you. And Virginia, according to co-hosts,
West Virginia.
Oh,
right, what you gonna say about West Virginia?
No, we had a conversation and you said West Virginia is really, really poor.
Very poor.
Okay.
Very poor.
Everything that Manchin is fighting against that he represents is not giving child tax credit to the people who need it.
It's very poor. And they've done I remember this was many years ago. I think it was one of those either 60 Minutes or Dateline. One of them, they did a story on West Virginia because one of the problems that they have, they were having the parents there were giving, in the kids' bottle, instead of giving them milk, they were putting soda in the kids' bottle. And so the kids had cavities with all that baby teeth. So it's a whole lot of stuff. West Virginia got a whole lot of stuff going on. They got a whole opioid problem too. Not only is Ohio high on the opioid, West Virginia is one of those states with that. They have a lot of healthcare issues there. The state is po. It is po for real.
You would think
so it's
that
po
this
for real.
Man would focus on making sure that these people get what they need. And you know what he does instead? Because he's so tainted by his state, all right? He just assumed the rest of us.
I don't even know if he's tainted. He just don't care. And plus, I think that's also one of the states where they had coal mine, mining was a big thing. And so the people who were doing well, that industry is kind of going away, because I think they had a mine collapse happen in West Virginia some while back. So the whole mining industry is shifted.
His job. I'm just saying, West Virginia. If y'all hearing me, if this video ever
y'all know, we know
he got to go, sisters and brothers in West Virginia. He do not care about y'all.
Yeah, balling, his daughter balling, because I think she's in the healthcare. She's some kind of healthcare.
That man is making that whole family is making millions while y'all out there suffering. Okay,
putting soda in the baby bottle.
He shouldn't keep
y'all out here putting soda in the baby bottle.
And not only he's not representing y'all right, but he over here wreaking havoc on us too.
Just messing everything up.
He has to go. You know what? I posted something on my Facebook page. I said, if you interrupt or take away my peace, you got to go. You got to go.
Yeah.
Period.
There was some talk about him switching, like becoming a independent or Republican, bro. Go ahead.
Goodbye. Go be with God. Go be with God. Go. You can go. You can go.
You're not helping.
You're not helping. No. You're not helping.
Yeah.
And the fact that you made all these people decide, we started from 3-point-something trillion and we had to come down all the way less than half, okay? Because you was making such a big deal about it just to turn around and say, yeah, I don't want to do it.
Yeah. And Joe Biden need to stop calling
money and buy drugs with it. I'm not.
Yeah. Joe Biden need to stop calling him his friends, because with friends like that, you don't need no enemies, sir.
You sure don't. You sure don't. You sure don't. Nope. That's why it's important to pay attention. Listen, we're not asking people to be, politically savvy and just like entrenched in politics, but we are asking that you pay attention, because these things affect you directly or indirectly. Either way, it does affect you. And these United States of America, okay, we are in dire straits. Don't let nobody tell you different. Don't let nobody tell you different. We are in dire straits. We don't have our stuff together, okay? Our elected officials, some of them are trying real hard and others are trying to scramble to get it together. We are in dire straits. So the people who really run this country, who's supposed to run these countries, because these elected officials are our representatives, okay? So basically, we got to tell them what we want. The people need to galvanize more. Y'all need to be up in these people's faces, like, excuse me, our city budget is low. What we doing? They're taking money away from public schools. They're taking money away from programs for the poor. I mean, why does the poor have to be the one to suffer first?
Yep.
Even suffer first, suffer always. So pay attention to this next legislation that's coming up. I'm going to put in the banner the website of the website of the Senate and the Florida House. These websites, once you go on those, when the legislation session starts, you get to see. It gives you an agenda. It tells you what's going to be coming up and what really interests you and what's important to you. You need to go and listen to both sides as they argue for or against the bill that they're trying to pass. It's important you understand these processes, because let me tell you something. Even if a legislation is passed, you can always file a lawsuit. Like, for instance, I think last night we were looking at something with the NAACP. They do have a current lawsuit against part of SB 90. I think it's called, particularly with line warming. And that's the part where you can't bring nobody no drink and you can't this, that, the other, and all that bunch of other stuff. I don't know how that's affect people when they voting. I don't see where that come in, but okay, if you want to play those games. So different entities, different organizations do file lawsuits after.
So Dasani just needs to bring the water.
Who?
Dasani, Zephyr Hills,
Coca-Cola, all them people.
All them. They need to bring the water. What's this? What I got? I got some fake water here. I got like Kirkland brand from Costco.
I do too.
You know what I mean? Companies, they just need to come out there and bring the water.
Listen, right? When they were initially trying to pass,
look out for the folks.
When they were trying to pass the same almost, I think the SB 90 here is almost identical to the one in Georgia. When they were passing that, and then none of those Coca-Colas and all them didn't come out, the people in Georgia were like, you're not gonna support us? That's what you're saying? Okay. Let me tell you something. Those big companies were like, oh yeah, we're gonna take our money back, because you can't be just
So what they made them do, they kind of made them backtrack on some of what they were doing. So they let the legislation pass, because it was going to be worse. It's bad now, but it was going to be worse. And people were like, oh, well, then we just going to boycott Coca-Cola, boycott Delta Airlines. We just going to boycott you. And they were like, oh, yeah, no, let's make a phone call. So they made a phone call, and so they pulled back on some of that. So that just lets you know that people have more power than they think. They just don't be scared to use it.
I'm telling you. It's like, listen, I'm just saying, There's so many states. There's different counties in Georgia, for instance, have gone back to remote learning for the students, right? There are places that are taking precautions. Here we are. We still sending our babies to school.
So Chicago just closed schools too. Chicago went remote.
Somebody just texted me.
Was like, no.
Somebody just texted me because I was just about to get into it. Somebody just texted me and said Chicago went remotely.
Yep, they sure did. They're like,
But our governor just was on a TV 2 days ago talking about let kids be kids. I'm sorry.
Not like I really want my kids at home, but we ain't trying to get sick like that though. You know, if they see me home, I'll be like, you know what I mean? I deal with it.
But you know, there is reports that the children who catch Omicron who are asymptomatic later on showing symptoms and have to be hospitalized. All I'm saying is that we should show some level of precaution. To say we just gonna let the kids come to school and they can wear masks if they want to, if they don't have to wear masks, and yet still you have universities out there saying, listen, when you come into the campus, not only do we want you to wear a mask, but you need to wear a mask inside and outside, and even if you're vaccinated. All I'm saying is, you know, let kids be kids. I understand that, but at some point, the adults need to be adults and take the reins and make proper precaution and mitigation so kids won't be infected by this virus. That's all I'm saying. We got to do something. I mean, I don't even know what to say after that. It's whatever. It's a hot ass mess is what it is. Was I supposed to say hot ass mess? You're on mute.
It's a bad word that you said it twice.
It's befitting.
Listen, it's sometimes.
I'm tired. Listen, I call Sandra every day. I'm like, girl, why is he like this? I don't understand. Why is he doing this? And then you know what irritates me? Sandra sent me a clip of the Texas governor blaming the Biden administration when he filed did he file legislation to
he asked it for help. He's like, yo, we need some federal assistance to deal with all these COVID problems we have. I'm like, but you created your COVID problem. So,
but isn't this the same governor who did an executive order to basically it just don't make no sense to me. So now
they cause their problems and now they want people to help them out of it.
So you fought the
I say help them because at the end of the day, you want them to help the people. Like the people shouldn't suffer because their leadership is trash.
Of course not.
But you know, the nerves.
It's mess. But my problem is you created the mess and then you blame the person who was trying to make sure they don't get into a mess.
Blame them and then ask them for help at the same time too. It's your fault. I need you to help me. But I know I did some stuff. But let's not talk about that.
I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone.
No, the world's in the Twilight Zone because I actually had a conversation with a client today, right? He had told me some stuff and I was like, but he said, let's not talk about old stuff. Let's move forward. So I guess that's what the Texas governor said. And I was on the phone. I was like, this is so funny. He said, why you over here still talking about old stuff? Let's not talk about old stuff. Let's move forward. I was like, oh, that's what we doing? Now you want to move forward? You don't want to talk about old stuff? Okay. Because that's convenient for you.
So when you have egg on your face,
we talking about old stuff. No, we talking about old stuff, you know. So
why are you worried about me pushing back on mask mandates? That's not what I'm talking about.
Old stuff. Let's move on. What we gonna do?
We need money. That's what we need. And it's your fault that we at where we at.
So I guess that's the way people are operating right now. Like that's just the way the world is right now. Folks don't want to take no ownership, no responsibility, no nothing. It's like stop talking about old stuff.
You ever look at something, you're like, wait a minute. Like why? But didn't you just? Why
you talking about old stuff?
I'm watching the news and listen. Both sides, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all y'all out here doing all kinds of trash type food. Okay. So I'm not gonna put it just on Fox News. CNN be doing some trash stuff too. MSNBC be doing some trash stuff too.
All them.
Oh yeah. But the stuff y'all be saying, man, it's just like listen. I'm telling you, it was a whirlwind. I have to tell you, I was on a merry-go-round when 45 was thing or whatever, and all I could say is, Lord, when can I get off this ride? When can I get off this ride? And by the time the ride finished, the remnants, we still suffering from the remnants. We are a year after. All right.
Yeah, it's almost 2 years because COVID started in March 2020. It's we're like 3 months from we're in 2022. It's been a long time.
It's so I think Friday will be the 1 year anniversary of the insurrection, or is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
1 year of the insurrection, and I feel some type of way about it. I still feel some type of way about
the insurrection.
I still feel some type of way about it. I feel like, how dare you go into it? To me, the White House, or not the White House, but the chambers are a sacred place. Like, it's, to me, there's a level of reverence and respect that you have to have. And for you to be walking up in there with the level of disrespect.
I'm telling you, so I was teaching a class when that happened. Remember that? When I saw the first photo, I was like, this is a joke. I was like, this is real. I did not think it was real. I did not think that was real at all. Because I didn't see it as it was live. I was in the class, and when it was over, all of a sudden I saw the picture of the people scaling the wall. I'm like, wait, is this like Photoshop? Like, what is this? They're like, no, that's real. I'm like, real? That actually happened? So yeah. So I didn't see it happen in real time. I saw it afterwards, and I couldn't believe it.
Her class, and then she called me, and I said, "Ma'am, are you watching the news?" She's like, "No, I was teaching the class." I said, "Girl, I said, what did I say? I said, the whole country going to shit.
I mean,
the whole country is losing their mind." I said, "Sis, they at the Capitol, they just wreaking havoc."
You believe it?
What you talking about? I was stunned. And let me tell you something. The one girl that was shot by the
it's a revolution. Remember her? It's like, I was trying to go to the Capitol. Like, why are you trying to go to the Capitol? It's a revolution. I'm like, it's a revolution. I remember her. She was like, "Oh, there's a well, why are you trying to go to the Capitol? It's a revolution."
I have to laugh and keep from crying, because I'm telling you, like, literally, I was watching MSNBC, and the woman that was shot by the Secret Service or whatever, they were rolling her body out. Wow. And I was like, is that woman full of blood? Like, it was accidental. It wasn't even like, this is how unprepared everybody was.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you have a news crew and they're showing you something, and the person is literally like just blood everywhere, and I'm like, did somebody trample her? And it's not until later we found out who they were. To me, it's just like, I can't wrap my head around it, and I still feel some type of way. I feel like completely disrespected.
It was crazy. And even the days after, I remember there was another clip, but this was in the airport. This guy was trying to leave, right? He was on the airport, and his name was on the no-fly list, and he's like, they out here trying to ruin my life. I'm like, dude, you ruined your own life, taking yourself over there, getting involved in this nonsense. You know, they put my name on the list. I can't go back. They here trying to ruin my life. I'm like, oh, okay. They trying to ruin your life.
And as the weeks and the months continued on, the news just got worse and worse. Now you hear that people who were in the house had something to do with it, told people where to go. It just became this, it was like a circus.
And the part of it, and so the part of it that was also interesting to me too, was that how they had, like, you know, people that were like HR managers for their companies, law enforcement officers. I think one of the guys had just won an election for you know, in his town or whatever, and they were there. And so one of the things that you know, because you know, we all got some level of PTSD, especially people of color that work in certain, we have some level of PTSD. And so I know sometimes, like, when you go to when you went into like a job interview, or you went and spoke to someone in HR and you're trying to tell them something, and they were making you feel some kind of way, and it was like you couldn't put your hands on it because they were acting all nice and acting like they trying to look out, but it was something about it that was uncomfortable that you couldn't explain. When you see the HR person, or the human resource person at that January 6th event, you be like, that explains that feeling, right? They over here acting like they, you know, and they down with the cause and their allies, but in the back of their mind, they doing that stuff, and they so have perfected what it is that they're doing that they really standing on your neck, but acting like they're not doing that, like they're helping you. And I'm like, so hopefully that at least let people see that sometimes when folks, you know, particularly people of color or women or people that are considered minorities, I hate that word, you know, when they're saying like, no, something's going on, I might not be able to articulate it or I can't explain it, but something's going on. That should be an example of like, you know what, something really is going on. Because how is the HR person, the person who's responsible for HR in a company at the insurrection? Like, that is too much. You know, that is too much.
You had CEOs of companies. You had, I mean, it was a gamut of people. Okay.
There was some lady that took a private jet there. And so I saw something about her today. So apparently they're calling her Insurrection Barbie, and she don't like it. It's like, I don't like it. You don't?
We didn't like you being up in the Capitol and doing all kinds of
stuff. A whole jet over there.
Okay, we didn't appreciate that. I'm you know, I am slowly but surely moving out of that, but I do feel some type of way about it because I feel like all of that.
That was stunning. What? That was stunning. Remember, we kept having a conversation about how 45 had no bottom. Because I was like, this guy really has no bottom. Because just when you think he hit rock bottom, nope. He finds a way to sink that hole a little bit more. And that insurrection was like, and you would have thought that was the bottom. That still ain't the bottom.
No. And I'm telling you, I'm watching this, and if the subsequent clips afterwards, and what's worse is these people videotape themselves. Okay, FBI got all the videotape themselves and post it on Facebook. It's the level of violence and the visceral that was there. They were willing to
blue lives, right? The way they were treating blue lives. That was the part that was shocking too, right? So blue lives matter, but y'all out here straight killing cops. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So and that was the part too.
If you saw some of the videos of how they were treating these police officers, come on, man. Come on.
That was a lot.
That should have been something that everybody say, you know what? This so-called blue lives, these so-called agendas of the majority, we have to really look into that to see if these are bona fide agendas. Is there some historical or some foundational issues that they clearly do have for us to support? Because obviously y'all don't care as long as you have someone who is willing to create a mob and get a mob going. Y'all in for whatever. Y'all down for whatever. Down for whatever. How do you go to a place like the Capitol and then you in the stories of urine and feces? Who does that?
Who does that? And who tries to kill a vice president and think that you're gonna get away with that for one thing? And that, first of all, think that that's okay, and then think you're gonna get away with that if you were even close to being successful.
You have the audacity to say, "Oh, it's my house, it's our house," and we could no. You treat your house like that? You let people come in and trample into your own home like that? Is that what we're doing? You okay with people coming and trampling into your space? That's what we're talking about. And number one, it's not just your house. It's for everybody. And and the majority of us do not agree with what the hell happened on January 6th. We do not agree with that.
Nope.
Girl, they what they call it again? Warrants are still flying all over the place. Arrests are still being made. Okay. This can go on for several more years because there's some people they still haven't identified yet with the foolery.
Yeah, it was just not foolery.
And then you remember the one that got arrested with his face paint talking about something, he's a vegan and he can't eat certain foods.
He need organic food. They gave it to him though. I think he got sentenced. I think he finally got sentenced.
He did.
Yeah.
Whatever. To me, it was just tomorrow's the anniversary.
So we're not gonna say happy anniversary to that. I don't know how you even like what kind of anniversary that is. That was just
some people have been posting like we're gonna have a moment of silence or whatever. I don't listen. What I think the best thing to do for something like that is show that this is a country of a democratic country, a country of democracy, and these type of behaviors are not acceptable, and they would not be. We don't agree with that. I mean, and at some point, these House representatives and these Senate representatives need to make sure that this never happens again. And those who are in the ranks who were part of it, because there was some of y'all, some of them got indicted. Oh, did you hear Ivanka Trump and her brother?
They got subpoenaed. I didn't want. Did they? Yeah, they got subpoenaed.
They did it. Yes. What's her name? What's our girl name in New York again? What's her name?
Tisha James.
Yeah,
that's my girl crush. She is.
She said,
it used to be Queen Latifah. I still have a crush on Queen Latifah, but I got a crush on Letitia James. I'm sorry, y'all. Sorry,
Letitia
Queen.
Letitia sent out her subpoenas.
I mean, listen.
At me.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Like I am a fan.
Letitia, while we out here,
girl crush.
while we out here trying to get ourselves situated, Letitia's still working. I'm gonna need you two to come holler at me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Come check with me now.
You know the worst part about all of this is that every person who was supporting that fool got indicted.
All of them in trouble.
Arrested. I mean,
listen, if I had a friend like that, we couldn't be friends no more. I'd be like, ooh, you toxic. Like, I can't be messing with you. You out here, everybody going to jail, getting effed up, and you the only one standing. How you still standing?
Unscathed.
Still standing. No, sir. I don't want to be your friend.
I have a whole record. A felony record.
You know? I done been to prison. Like, you know.
I can't even own a gun no more because I got a felony record because of you.
Michael Cohen over there, big mad. He's like, dude, I went to prison and you still on these streets?
Michael Flynn was like, I'm telling it all.
But Michael Flynn got pardoned though. I'm talking about Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen, that's the lawyer one, the one that was a lawyer for him. Lost his apartment, his law license. Went to prison.
I'm sorry, you're right. Michael Cohen said, I'm telling it all.
All of it. Yep. I wrote that check to Stormy Daniels. I wrote that check.
You want to know what color his drawers was? Because I know that too.
Yeah. Michael Flynn first wanted to tell the truth, then he lied, and then the president pardoned him. So he actually.
And then the other one, what's the name? Stone out here threatening.
Roger Stone. Yeah, he got pardoned too.
But he out here threatening DeSantis. I'm gonna run against you if you don't do this.
Have fun with it. Maybe if he's the nominee, you know, then maybe if he's the nominee, people be like, well, we don't want him to be our governor, and then you know the Democratic candidate might win. So hey, he might be doing us a favor.
Listen, I've stopped trying to figure out what they're doing. I stopped doing it because I mean that whole 4 years ago or 5 years ago, I can't even go back to figure. I don't even want to figure it out because I've been alive 45 years. And I guess probably by the time I was 9 years old, I realized presidents and what they do. I've never, from the time that I've been 8 or 9 to now, never seen a president stand on a podium and tell people to take bleach and inject it in their body or drink it. That was never.
Listen, that man. He had 45 had us see things in America that as children of immigrants, and I'm an immigrant myself. I always say children of immigrants, but I'm an immigrant too, right? I am. I wasn't born here. I'm just like, who would have thought that you would have ever saw a day like this in America? Like, it was so many of those days. I'm like, this America? This what they doing in America?
Every time he was on the news, I would call Sandra and I said, Sandra, you know he said this, that. She's like, yeah, I saw it, whatever. And the very next day, not a week later, the very next day, he said, I didn't say that.
I don't say what y'all talking about.
I didn't say that. That's not what I said. Next question. I said, ma'am.
Remember one time he came out and said he signed something, and then it turns out he had some blank sheets of paper. My God. Okay, so we talked enough about that fool. So
hopefully
he cannot run in 2024.
Hopefully not. So just for you all to remember immediately what's going on now. We have 3 races going on. Early voting has started. Ends on Sunday the 9th. You have District 33, District 94, and you have District 20. All right. Yes. District 20, we've already told you, Sheila Sheffrin McCormick is it. That's who we voting for. Y'all need to get out there and vote for her. District 33 and District 94. District 94, Sandra, remind me, is winner takes all, correct?
Winner takes all. Yep. Whoever wins, that's it. They go to Tallahassee the next day.
District 33, they have their primary on the 11th, and then they will have their election on the 8th. So now we're just looking to get the Democratic nominee for District 33. Please, 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 if you are on any of those districts, please go vote. Voting is your superpower.
It is.
Go use it. Go forth and make a difference.
That's right.
Okay. My final words is continue to wear your mask. Now more than ever, okay? Even if you're vaccinated.
Omicron is contagious.
Very contagious. Inside and outside. Just because you're outside don't mean you don't wear your mask. I promise you. Because there was somebody, I was at the nursery picking up some sod, and this man was behind me, had no mask on, and he was coughing up a lung. And I was like, I just didn't know what to do. I was just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I had my mask on and my sunglasses. I think you can wear your sunglasses. That might be a little bit of protection. But if you have shields, use that too. Because there's people out here coughing up lungs and they're not wearing no mask. Okay. So just do that. Go back to your hand sanitizers, washing your hands for 30 seconds. Do all of that. Get the kids back to that routine. Because apparently the governor don't care about the children because he's gonna just send them out there. He said he want the kids to be kids. Okay, but kids can't be kids without no supervision.
It's gross.
I'm just saying.
They gross.
So that's my final word. Please, please, please be careful. And please get vaccinated.
Well, we can't tell you to do that. Well, I mean, it's your choice. You know, it's your choice.
Consider getting vaccinated.
Yeah, so it's your choice, but at least, you know, wear a mask. It ain't no violation of your constitutional right to breathe. So please just wear your mask and social distance.
Is your right to breathe in the Constitution?
Listen, I guess it's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Maybe they translate that into their right to breathe or something like that. So I don't know. But it's not a violation of your rights. It's just you looking out for, you know, your fellow man. You know what I'm saying? And just in case you don't know if you're sick or not, just be safe. Stand back. Don't get too close. It ain't nothing personal. You know what I mean? But I do step back. I don't shake hands like that too much. You know what I mean? So, and if I know you, I definitely don't. So yeah. But just
be a decent human being. Just be decent.
Just be safe. Just look out.
Just look out for the kids. Look out for those babies.
Everybody, grandma, you know, all them people, you know.
Just be decent.
It ain't even grandma for me. It's my mama. My mama old. So
okay, my mom. Listen, just be a decent human being. That's all we ask for. And please, if you see this video, if you want to, fast forward to the end to get this website, legislation. The Florida legislation starts January 11th. I believe they may, I know that they were working on some things and they were in committee, but they may have some of the agendas up already. Go to those websites to just check. You can, that way that you don't have to kind of wait all day to see something. If it's coming up, they'll give you a time frame and you'll be able to see what's important to you and what interests you the most.
And I think when you find a bill that you're interested in, you can track that bill. You can track it in all the stages, so you can click to track that particular bill. So if it's something you want to follow, you can also track the bill.
And it's always good to know and learn about the bills, because when you are talking to your representatives, they know what you're talking about, and also when you're talking to your community and your other people in the community that don't know, you're the best person to send that information and disseminate it, and then grab a couple of people and say, hey, we don't like this, and we're going to put pressure on our representatives to kind of bring this back up. But
and if it's something you don't like, let them know, because one of the things they tend to say is that, well, we didn't know. The people ain't saying nothing. Ain't nobody call us. So if it's something you don't like, let them know. Let the other ones know. Tell your friends to call them and let them know. Absolutely. So yeah, let them know.
It doesn't take, everybody has email access on their phones now. It doesn't take but a few minutes to just send your email to your representative, or any representative for that matter, of how you feel about a certain bill or anything that's going on in your community. And they represent us and they have to respond, period. So be safe, people. So we'll see you all next week. We do not have a guest per se, because we haven't heard back. But when we speak to you next week,
we will know who the winners are.
We will know who the winners are. We will.
Yeah,
we will know who the winners are, and we'll have a little brief conversation about that. And then there's always something in this country. There's always a new variant for some reason. So we'll,
because that flurona is out here too.
It's already here, and the babies have them. The little ones have them. The flurona. It's awful. That's the flu and the coronavirus, the flu and COVID at the same time. Yes, that's a thing. It's a thing. So be safe, be happy. Take this time to do a vision board. My co-host was talking about a vision board. I've never done one before. I'm gonna have her, if she has time, to teach me how to do one. I'd like to do one. And I heard that a lot. There's vision board parties. I didn't know that. So if you have time to do a vision board, we suggest that you do one.
That's right. Let's see what 22 gonna look like.
That's right. Just get your mind together on what you want to do for 2022. Listen, it may be gloom and doom sometimes, but there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, and that can start with you. And and you spread your light, let it shine.
That's right. Happiness is a choice.
Yes, it is. I love that, girl.
Happiness is a choice. All right, so I got two things to say. So I got a shout out to all the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Today is J5, so I think it's 101 years your anniversary.
Wow.
So it was 1911. My math is no good, right? So January 5th, 1911, Kappa Alpha Psi. I think it started at Indiana University. So shout out to all those brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi. So of course my favorite Gator, Bobby DeBose, is one. So shout out to him and a few of my classmates. Some of my friends from school. So shout out to the brothers of Kappa Alpha Psi. And the other thing that I talk about all the time is school board. Seat 4 still needs a candidate. That woman should not run unopposed. So Tamarack, Margate, Parkland, Coral Springs, all that. Somebody run against her.
Somebody need to come. We believe that all candidates should not be running unopposed, even if you're
unopposed. So yeah, that's the only one we want to talk about. And then so early voters still District 20, Florida House District 94, Florida Senate District 33. Vote now. If you can't, I won't know about mailing it in, because that last election, it was the ones that was in the mail that didn't get counted because they came in late. So y'all might want to try to drop them off if you can. But tell you to drop off other people's stuff. Just get a ride and go drop it off. You can go in and still vote, because early voting is going on till the 9th. And the last day to vote is January 11th. That's your last opportunity to vote. Don't wait till then and be like, I got to vote on the 11th. No. You can go vote now. The 11th is the last opportunity you have to vote.
Absolutely. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody is running against her.
Who? Against who?
L'Oreal Hadef.
Who?
Gustavo Adolfo Alban.
Oh, we got to look up Gustavo. Gustavo, holla at us.
He lives in Tamarack.
Okay, Gustavo, we need to talk
Gustavo,
to you,
bro. You need to reach out to us, brother.
I see you. We're going to find you, Gustavo. We're going to go look out. We're going to find you, Gustavo.
We're going to go find you, Gustavo. I see your phone number and your email. I'm going to go ahead and send you.
We got to holla at you, Gustavo. Tell us what you need us to do.
So there is.
We got to check you out first before we be out in these streets.
We'll vet him.
We'll do something for you. So we need to talk to you, Gustavo. See what we're going to do for you.
I'm happy that you are running, Mr.
Once we know who you are, what you about, then we're gonna say we're happy. I ain't happy yet because I don't know you, bro.
I agree.
But once I get to know you, I might be happy that you're running.
We will be sending you an email, sir, if you ever see our videos. And we would love for you to come talk to us.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we will send one to your opponent also, because we all about talking to everybody.
She ain't gonna talk to us. You think she's gonna talk to us?
You never know. You never know. You never know. She might want to come and holler at us.
I done booed that lady for voting for the no mask back to school stuff. So I don't know if she's gonna talk to us.
Okay. That's okay. Listen, she needs to understand she's an elected official. You got to take the good with the bad, and you need to talk to those who don't agree with you, because you will learn something.
It might help you do better.
That's all I'm saying. That's what elected officials should be doing. You should be having an attitude when
why you don't like me? Tell me why. As long as it's not personal.
All right, so we're gonna send an email to both candidates.
Yes, Gustavo. We gotta find out about you, bro.
We gotta see what you about. We need to see if you in it to win it.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Be safe, be careful. And we'll see you all, God willing, see you all next week. All right.
We'll know who the winners are.
We will.
Yeah.
We'll let you know how it's gonna look, honey. And then we'll tell you in District 33 who you need to be supporting.
Because whichever one of those women are standing, we supporting. So
that's right. Whoever gets it, that's who we support.
We support. Okay.
All right, y'all. See ya.
Okay, bye.
The backhand side. What how you say that?
All that. Yeah.
Oh no. Anyway, we'll ask y'all next week. All right. So listen, be good and be careful and be safe.